On is that the bass, mate?
Bass, guitar, and drums.
Okay, bass and drums. Okay, so the multi-talented John Rowe there. And Wednesday night, we're here, given the fact that we are playing tomorrow night in a very short turnaround. Lots to talk about. We hope you can join us. We hope that you remember to join us, given the fact we're not on a Tuesday night. It is my pleasure to be joined, as always, except for last week when I wasn't here. John Rowe, good evening, my friend.
Yes, good evening, everyone. The quality of the show has already dipped, mate, from last week.
I've got that feedback already. Thanks very much from a number of people. Nick did too good of a job by all accounts.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Yeah, he's just such a wonderful guest to have on. Seriously, I felt lost without you, mate. But he carried on. He was fantastic.
And now he's on Media Street. You know, he thinks he comes on Carlton Live, and now he's this multimedia megastar. What's going on?
Yeah, him and his better half have just been, been on everything except the Titanic, haven't they?
Mate, we make all these celebrities, don't we? I don't know what
we do, yes.
Yeah, no. And they go on, and then they go on to bigger and better things.
Yeah,
that's okay. Thank you for joining us. We've got a few guests who have, or viewers who have joined on tonight. Debbie O'Connor says, "Hi boys, happy." Deb's clearly over Sunday, and her boy Paulson is still in the team, so she'll be up and about as well. Anthony Walsh, g'day Anthony, good to have you on board. Brendan Whitford, g'day fellas, love to have you. Paul Quixley, g'day lads, he says, and thank you very much. And Justin Mouch, he's already up and about. How much are we going to beat the Giants by?
Yeah, good on you, Justin. Oh yeah, I'm in your court.
Obviously, the guests we've got on so far have moved on from Sunday. We said it last week that there was one game that we wanted to win, and yeah, we just couldn't do it, mate. We just couldn't do it. Everything looked really, really good first half. You were even up and about mentioning it to me that we were happy the way we were playing, and then it all turned to shit. What the hell went on, mate? What the hell went on?
Well, firstly, I can't spell, so that's okay. Secondly, yeah, look, that second half was just abysmal, but I reckon I put the moz on us because I was so up and about at half time. I messaged you and said this is some of the best football that we've played so far against a team who's playing exceptional football themselves. I thought it was a ripping game of football at half time, and I was really settled in to look forward to a good win in the second half. And my God, didn't it change quickly. We were terrible, absolutely terrible. It reminded me of the Hawks game. It reminded me of the St Kilda game, that second half. And you just can't have fade outs like that.
No, we can't. We'll try and analyse what went wrong from our thought processes, and we want to hear from you guys out there as well on what you thought went wrong the second half last week. Well, probably everything went wrong, but so that's a very easy way to do that. Clint Bart McRae is still about, and I'm just noticing his Facebook profile image.
I reckon he lost a bet.
Lost a bet?
Yeah, lost a bet. Have you, Clinton? Let us know.
Surely it was only 24 hours that. Can you scrub his name off our show? In actual, mate, you can actually just piss off for the night, mate. We don't want to see that up here. No, I've done that before. I've made that mistake before, but usually it's only 24 hours. I've done the old profile changeover. Andrew Lake is about, a valued member of Carlton Live and Blue Horizons as well. Thank you for joining us, Andrew. Greg O'Yare is up and about too. He's also another Carlton Live member, and thank you, Greg, for joining us tonight. Bronco Lord, g'day Bronco. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Vicky Ann Purcell, love you. Vicky Ann, still can't process that loss. Took days to check out any media. Yeah,
I turned on Facebook for about 3 days.
we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. He's going to play. Clinton's going to pay for it for a week, he reckons.
What?
Yeah.
That's a bad bet to lose.
That's right, mate. We'll forgive you. That's okay. We've done it before. Russell Dobson, g'day, Russ. Thank you for joining us. Who else have we got on board? Brendan Whitford's absolutely filthy that we lost to the filth. Yeah. It's hard to still bringing it up, isn't it? It's really, really hard. Grego, yeah, he if there's one bloke that does hate the filth, it's Greg. It's interesting. I did a survey on Twitter about who the most hated team was out of the filth and the scum, and it was actually Essendon by quite a good margin. Probably reflecting of the last 20 years, not pre that time, but an interesting result.
Yeah, I'm fully with that result. Yeah, I think we've hated them for so long, but I think the drug saga and how they got a number one pick out of it and were rewarded in the end for it. I think that rubbed everyone up rubbed everyone up the wrong way. Yeah,
no, I think so. Adrian Hines had to take Monday off. No, that's I hope you made up for it. I'm sure you're probably working tonight, mate. But no, that's a fair effort.
Greg, he spat it on the day. He said, "It's all over. We only got to win one game a year, and this is it."
I hear that Adrian's got built into his contract some personal leave built into his work contract. So every time we lose to someone like the filth, then he gets to have a day off.
You've had a lot of days off in the last 20 years.
yeah. Lucky I'm self-employed. Otherwise, I'd be. That's probably a reason why I'm self-employed. Anthony Wallace linking up with the forwards was mentioned by T. Great to have SPS back. Is a good week. That was our forward movement. Our forward 50 entries were just abysmal, and it's every time that we don't go well in that department. It's every time we lose, and as I said in the post earlier in the week, I think good coaches have worked out the way we move the ball and what we're trying to achieve, and they choke us, and when they choke us and choke our avenue to the big guys, and we don't have that supply that we want with the centre players dropping their eyes, it doesn't help us at all.
Yeah, spot on there, and that's something that they really need to work on. I'm going to say in the next few weeks, because I'll come back to it. But yeah, I still think we're a chance, but definitely something in the off season that we've got to relook at. Because it's what we're doing is just not working.
And I want to talk about the in-game changes that we're not necessarily doing in those sort of instances, and how long it takes to react to the fact that things aren't going our way. But we'll have a chat about that a bit more. I haven't watched the replay. There's probably a few other people with much more better game analysis skills than I that will be able to give their opinion.
I didn't watch the replay.
Debbie O'Connor says, "I just muted all my maggot supporting friends." That's one way to go. Good on you, Deb. You've got friends who are supporters of the filth. I've done that. Brett Parker says, "Hi guys, long time listener, first time caller." Brett Parker, for people who don't know, is infiltrated Carlton Live. He is a Collingwood supporter, but secretly harbours desires to be Carlton. That's why he haunts me and haunts the show. And yes, Brett, your voucher is in the mail for that bottle of scotch. I hope you choke on it, you prick.
So just for everyone else, Brett's a good mate of yours, isn't he? He's just not some random trouble.
Well, we've associated it in the past. He's also a midget, and that's another story as well. Brendan Whitford, if we ever lose to this is just turning into a bitch fest now about how much we hate the filth and how much we hate losing to them, which is okay. I can do this for another 5 minutes.
We can do this for another 5 hours, but
we can have a show. Jason Allen, Jace, you are one friend that I do like that actually is a Carlton supporter. Bit disappointing the weekend. Thoughts on why the corridor wasn't shut down by the boys on the weekend? Baffled, but it did look like our big forwards couldn't go with Moore, who created through the middle. Missed Charlie. Bad looking at that. I like that way of looking at it. We didn't do that. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. We didn't use the corridor enough either, and we let them have the reign of that. Moore is an extremely good player, and he just plucked it. He did the Wiedering version of what we want. We have Wiedering play, and he really made our boys look second rate down there on the weekend.
Who's that? Moore?
Yeah.
He's he's a good footballer, isn't he? He's had his ups and downs and so forth, and injury prone as anything. But when he's up and about, he's up and about, and he's one of those players like Charlie Dixon a few weeks ago that you just can't have up and about. When they're down on confidence, they're non-existent.
Look, at the end of the day, that second half, we just had blokes that were outgunned. They didn't do their roles, like Teague said. Vicky Abersel's also put a good point out there that potentially Teague was outcoached. He didn't switch it up when it started to not go our way, and they started to get on top in a few different areas. There wasn't a lot of things I didn't see Teague doing, rather than just sort of sticking to the plan. And hopefully it come off, and it didn't. We just couldn't get on the scoreboard, and we've done it before in the past in games where we haven't had consistent scoring, but to go from what we did to what happened in that last half was just unexplainable
and unacceptable for everyone around the organisation. That's unacceptable. But let's come back to that, because we could talk a lot about that, because there's a lot to delve into. But before we do, I just want to keep my train of thought going on the positive side. It's I haven't thrown in the towel whatsoever. We had a bad weekend. All results didn't go our way, including our own. But I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet. I did an analysis with 6 weeks to go. We played 3 teams below us, 3 teams above us. We had to beat all the 3 teams below us and 1 above us. We didn't get Collingwood, who were above us, and now we've got GWS and Brisbane to make amends. I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet, because I reckon we can beat GWS on Thursday. They've only got a day up, an extra day up their sleeve than we do. They have played some really atrocious football in the past few weeks. Had a good one on the weekend, but it's very unlikely that Kelly and who's that thug down forward?
Toby Green.
Yeah, very, very unlikely they will play.
Why won't Toby Green's playing? Kelly hasn't been named.
Green's playing. Didn't he get rubbed out?
No, $1,000 fine for the love child of the AFL.
Oh my God! Right, I'm sick of this game. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Have a good night.
All right. So Kelly's not been named, out with concussion. That was a really sickening hit too. Look, we can beat them. And if it follow the mathematical equation, it's still highly probable. I think that the spot we could get is still Collingwood. They've got an atrocious run home, and they have a bye in there as well. So they're a game up on us. Sorry, they've played 1 more game than us already. So they have a bye, we don't. And they're 2 games clear? Sorry, 6 points clear. They're still gettable for me.
Okay, well, we know one thing, and it's not going to happen by playing the footy we did in the second half against the Filth, against an underman team. I'm always positive. I think that our best footy is still capable of beating most teams in the comp. As always, it's about bringing that every week, which we haven't done.
Yeah, so the caveat before we go into the second half is if we lose to either Sydney or Adelaide, then I'll throw in the towel and say, right, season over, play the kids.
Yeah, that won't happen at all. Okay, so thank you for that. Chris Brighter says it doesn't help when we continue to bomb the ball in the forward line. You mentioned it before last week. When we're at best when we drop our eyes, aren't we?
Yeah, we showed that in the first half. We're bloody awesome. We just looked unbelievable. And then I don't know what happened. It's inexplicable.
It just needs to just slow the delivery down. It's just it's thinking about it a little bit more. It's just waiting for those opportunities. It's we don't need necessarily to be just like Chris said, just putting it up there, waiting for that kick and hope. Although we do have those good, strong marking forwards, when it's not working, it's not working.
So I pose this to everyone. Are we too Eddie-centric by doing that? Because that theoretically brings him into the game that, you've got this contested pack that someone's got to bring it to ground and he sits and crumbs and kicks goals. Is that what they're thinking? Because I don't get it. I can't see the logic to it. But is that it, that we've become very Eddie-centric?
I think it's just the fact that we've been worked out in the way our forward structure is. We've gone in with those tools. We've gone in as our game style to try and have those guys up there. Adrian Hines mentions that our forwards didn't lead at all, and then we've got no opportunity to kick to them on the lead. The opposition know that. The opposition are just creating that space as much as they can. When we've got no space, then we've got no opportunity to lead to, and then we're left with that option of just kicking it long, hoping, and then getting our tools to mark it. Then hopefully the forward pressure like Eddie and Fish can get to that ground ball. I think we've lost Johnny.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can hear you. You're frozen.
Yeah. Okay. I've got to get the girls to stop streaming. We'll be back in 2 shakes of Little Lamb's Tail. Keep going.
Anthony Walsh says Collingwood will finish 9th, Carlton 8th. Wouldn't that be sweet? I'd love that as well. What hurts? We delivered in the first half and died in the second half. That's the story of our year, isn't it, mate? It's just up and down. It's been the story of the last 3 years or so, isn't it? Hi guys, sick of Carlton supporter banging the same young guys that are out there in the Navy Blues jumper. So yeah, it's just there's always some at there, so it's really disappointing. These blokes get out there and they do what none of us will ever be able to do, and you don't ever hear from those bashers when we win, but they're quick to jump on a few players when we lose, and it's not an easy game, and we've got to count the opposition into the equation as well, but. For us, we're all about supporting the players that are out there. Jason Allen still keen on Willow playing on a wing. Needed better kicks, delivering inside 50. With you, mate, 100% on that. I think that's where his future will lie. When Newman comes into the side next year, Willow, I think, will move up there. Potentially his one-on-one work is not his 100% strength, but he shows a desire to run and carry and take the ball on, and we know what he can do with his left foot. So very keen on Willow getting up the ground when Newman comes in. Adrian Hines, Paddy Down needs game time. Look okay in spurts. Glad he's got another opportunity. Adrian, he's shown a real lot of form in the twos. I think he's come in again the same as Fish with a bit of hunger. So. Hopefully he's coming back. He'll be better for that run as well. George Kiriakos, good evening, George. Thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from this evening? Are you with your partner in crime? Love to hear where you're up to with that. Grego, says Pickett to come back. I did hear that one. I'm not totally against that. 24. Didn't commit to the full aspect of being an AFL footballer, and if he can turn himself around and have a crack and have another, put the commitment and the work in, then I'm not totally opposed to him having another crack at AFL footy.
Yeah, nor am I. I mean, I think that hand injury that sustained that really set him back mentally a long, long way, and I've said it at the time. Because he was firing before that. He was in the best shape he'd ever been. He was unbelievably zippy and quick. He was looking fantastic. He was happy. he was settled, and then that hand injury. It all went to shit after that because he stopped. He stopped with that training regime. He put on a lot of weight, and he couldn't get himself back to AFL fitness, and decided to go back to WA and sort of take the easy route. But if he's got that hunger back, and Eddie can teach him a few things and sort of mentor him, yeah, absolutely, I'm with you. He's a waste of talent.
I don't know what he's been doing since he left Carlton, whether he came, whether he's played footy or not. Maybe a few other people might know what he's been up to.
Didn't he play in the Waffle?
Yeah, I assume that's where he went back to. I just don't know where he went and how long he played for and how that went for him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Getting back to the game, there's a few people that mentioned it. Andrew Lake's done one, mentioned an issue as well. And, it's those little things in games that really sometimes don't go our way,